All right, I'm gonna do my best to completely ignore the camera, and I'm gonna just go back to talking like I was doing because I just want to say some stuff, and I think it might be of benefit if some people overhear. Okay, so mainly I'm just at a place in my life right now where I know that I'm not who God needs me to be. I'm not who I need me to be. I'm not who my family needs me to be. And I'm still a great person. Like, I'm a good person. I do good things. I do good work. But I'm not who any of those circles need me to be. I'm not who I need me to be right now. And while like I can pat myself on the back for the other stuff, at the same time, I acknowledge the gap. And that gap is God's potential for me, God's plans for me, and I'm not living up to it. There's a whole wide range of stuff, and some of this I've already talked about, previously in my head, but I kind of want to touch on a couple other topics, and whatever is of value to anybody. So I do want to kind of just quickly insert this. The only reason that I'm doing this because I'd rather not really be on social media right now. Like, I'm in a space in my life where I'm just focused on getting things together, focusing on my finances, focusing on building a life and structuring a life for myself that is in alignment with, like I said, God's plans for me and what I know, like, is supposed to be the end result, the impact that I'm supposed to have, the providing that I'm supposed to be doing, the protecting that I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm trying to structure a life right now that, will move me to that point. So I'd rather necessarily not be doing this at this time. I've done stuff in the past, but I don't feel like it's the right time for me to be doing social media, which is why this video won't be posted anywhere other than YouTube. And the only reason that I'm doing it is because some of the things that I would like to be doing for impact, like dedicated motivational videos, instructional videos, like helping people, that's what I want to do with my life. I don't think it's the right time to do those things right now. Some of the things I want to do in my life, like giving back, I can't do that financially right now. The only thing that I feel like I can do in this space at all, as far as digitally, right? There's a bunch of things, and I need to do more of those things just socially, giving back, maybe spending time with people. I've seen videos of just people really appreciating a conversation, a hug. Like, it's on my heart to do those things as well. So, I just need to pray about it, think about it, and see what the right space is for me. And if you're tuning into this, you just understand that what you're hearing right now is not a script. So if I'm rambling, that's because I'm just putting my thoughts out into the world. Like, there's no rehearse, there's no topic. I'm just talking. So, you might have to connect the dots. You might have to listen a little harder. But what I want to express to you is that the only reason that I'm doing this at all is because I think that somebody somewhere right now could benefit from my transparency. And that's all that I'm going to be doing here, is being completely and utterly transparent. Honest, transparent, being very forthcoming about what I'm going through, what my plans are, and the space that I'm trying to get to. I think that people could benefit from that right now, and more importantly, it won't distract me from getting to my end goal, which is, like I said, getting to the person that God needs me to be, everybody needs me to be, the world needs me to be. Because I know when I get to be that person, there's so much good, so much light that I'm going to do and bring. And, nothing can really take me off of getting to that point. I need to remain supremely focused on that. And I don't think that this will. And that's why I need to make sure that when I'm doing these videos, like right now, that I'm not worried about how I look. I'm not trying to set up lighting. I've thought about it. I may wear a mic if I'm in a busy area, but I don't even want to do that. I'm not doing that now, and I don't want to do any setup, any rehearsal, any topics. Everything that you're going to hear is going to be straight from my brain to the ether, and it's just going to happen to be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. That's it. So you're definitely going to hear some rambling. You're definitely going to hear some stuttering, some things that might not make sense when you first hear it, and that's okay. All right? And I think I also don't, like, I know I also can't go too far, right? Like, I could talk for 2 hours at a time easily, but I don't want to go down that route. So I just want to provide videos that, will just get out my thoughts and keep it moving. It may be 8 minutes, it may be 30 minutes. I think I'll just record them as I feel necessary in that moment. If I feel like there's just something that someone could benefit, it's really just my thoughts. And if somebody can benefit from it, great. All right. So I think the main thing that if I could just impress upon somebody right now and really speak to somebody is you have to have a plan for your life. You have to have a plan for your life. I realized that I've put some things in motion. I've done some things. I've gotten some things. I've been successful in some ways. And what I'm talking about is promotion, getting in my own space, fully taking care of myself financially, becoming an adult, right? I will say I'm 24, right? The things that are just involved with being an adult and, doing good as far as taking care of yourself. I don't have any kids or anything, so I don't have a family that I'm directly responsible for taking care of. But just, the normal adult things. You have to have a plan, right? Because that's not what we're here for. All we're here for is not just surviving. We're not just here to become adults. You're an adult by the time you're 18. But what does it mean to be a man, right? And I'm not talking about scientifically. I'm talking about in society. I'm talking about in community. There's a lot, responsibility, protection, providing, there's a lot that I won't go too in deep into that because I've already just thought about that a little bit. So I'm not going to rehash those thoughts. Again, this is not me. I'm not creating a narrative for you, right? So since I already thought about some of that stuff before I started recording, I'm going to just pick up where I was at. And I would say I understand my need for a plan. I've sat down and I've literally listed out both financially and just strategically what is a good plan for me. What's a good plan for me to get to my goals, both financially and otherwise, right? There's some things that I want to do and make happen. How can I do it from where I am now? And I see the road, it's clear, but it's mainly about following it. Right? It's mainly about, can you follow the plan? Because it's not a quick fix. Some of my plan in the past has been, I'm just going to gamble this money real quick. And then when I get $100,000, then I'm just going to, and I'll be all set. And, I'll invest in this. And then I'm going to turn that 100,000 to $1 million. That's not a plan. Not worth a damn, at least. So really sitting down and coming up with, what is your plan? And I did come up with a plan. I do have a plan. I still have found myself falling back into the bad habits sometimes, right? And keeping yourself afloat. It's just something to be said for keeping yourself afloat and consistently focused on that plan. I think it's 100% better and easier if you have a community, right? If you have people who are also focused on that and you're kind of going together, you're holding each other accountable, I would definitely recommend that. And I think, I've thought about for a long time, finding that, and it could be a friendship group, right? If those friends are actually really on the same type of timing as you. But I've thought about for a while that that would be something that I would strongly benefit from, because I'm isolated a lot. And when I'm isolated, I'm left to my own thoughts. The decision making, the accountability is all on my shoulders. So, you wouldn't be surprised, but I'll just say it like it is. The mind is very capable of creating amazing excuses. It's just yes, we know the plan, but did you think about this loophole of why it makes sense for you to break it right now? It's definitely easier said than done, killing all of that noise. I think as you get more practice, as you stay more committed, like the longer you go, the easier it is. Like if you're like trying to quit smoking, right? In the first 7 days, it might be the hardest, right? If you smoke every single day, the first 7 days, it might be your hardest. But let's say you're on day 300, between day 400, those 100 days might be significantly easier. Those whole 100 days combined might be way easier than just those first 7 days were. So I do think like as I go on, as I get more refined and more committed, it will be easier. But I'm in that 7 days right now, right? I'm in that 7 days because there's a lot of different ways where I really need to be on my game. And there's a lot of different things that can easily throw me off of my game, right? It's like we're talking about health, we're talking about physical fitness, like we're talking about so many different things. It's not just being smart financially. That's a part of it too, right? Having good habits, reading, these are all parts of it. But for any one of these things, if it slips, it can start to chip away at the foundation. And that foundation is what I need to strengthen and build. And I really just say that to say, like, I now, for one time in my entire life, really appreciate and understand the value of a plan. It's extremely valuable because I see that it's going to work. If I can just do it, it's going to work. But damn, is it so hard to do it sometimes. I won't lie. It's so much easier to just say, nah, I'm going to just skip today. I'm going to watch some TV. I'm going to play some games. I'm going to go on social media. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. It's really not that hard. I think it only is hard if you've convinced yourself and if you've gotten to a point in your mental framework where you really see that those distractions as you taking almost an evil action against yourself. I think if you really get to that place and you understand just how negative it is for you to be engaging in the distractions, I think then it may be easier to not engage, right? Maybe you only relapse in this case. Maybe you'd only relapse if you went through like a serious or traumatic event. But damn, it really is difficult to get to that point. That's what I'm finding. It's not impossible. It's really not impossible, but it's also not easy. Whether it's easy or hard, it doesn't really make a difference because I have to do it. I have to get to this point because my life depends on it. So many people's lives depend on me improving myself, me being who God called me to be, because God didn't call me to be nobody. He called me to be somebody for the world, in the world. And I can't be nobody if I don't first fix the foundation of who I am. I can't. And I'm not saying like I'm immensely proud of myself. I am. But there's so much more for me to do that it's just like the gap is just too hard to ignore. It's too hard to ignore. Yeah, I could, BS around and, my name is good in the streets and people talk highly of me. Like I could live my life and people would say, yes, this man was a success. But I could do that and just be average. That's not what I'm looking for. It's just that affirmation. No, I'm looking for God to look at me, smile down upon me and say, yes, bro, that's what I called you to do. And I will know in my heart and I will feel in my soul every day that I wake up that I am working God's plan and vision. And I know when I feel that, there will be no greater feeling in the world. And I know that because there's different times, different moments where I've done certain things. Maybe it's helping somebody. Maybe it's talking to somebody and really having an important conversation with them. I've done certain things at certain points. And I think everybody has, maybe not every single person, but I think most people have done something at some point in their life where you feel that sense of just oneness with God. Like, right, maybe you're really helping somebody through a dark time, but you're doing something that is so pure, so right, and so right for you that you just feel this energy that come over you, and it's just the most peaceful feeling in the world. I felt that at times. And the idea that I could live in that every day and really change people's lives and do the things that I'm supposed to do. Oh man. That thought is just it's parasitic in my brain. Like I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it. So here's what my plan is, right? Because as I've gotten off track a little bit, I'm bringing myself back. And I find myself doing that a lot. I may be getting off track a little bit, gotta bring myself back. And that's what it's like, right? Like I think, most people don't try to quit smoking once. Like if they're successful, they might have had a couple tries. And I'm not going to become the person that I need to be overnight. It's going to take some revisions. It's going to take bring it back. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. And I think I've identified a couple things that will help me. I think most importantly, health, hygiene, fitness, right? Health, hygiene, fitness. Like I need to feel good in my body. I need to look good. I need to, actually be physically capable and strong, and my body able to depend on my body. Like those are all things that I need to be able to move how I need to be. I need to have that mental strengthness and clarity, right? I need to be healthy in terms of what I'm putting in my body. These are all things that I truly believe are important next steps. And this is why I'll say that, when I don't eat, right? When I don't eat for a day, and what I mean by that is I might have a snack or something, but if I'm not eating genuine meals, if I'm not getting good calorie intake into my body, my energy is off. So I might be more prone to do something dumb. I might be more prone to just want to lay in the bed, right? I might be more prone to make a bad financial decision if I'm not properly energized, if I don't have the right nutrients in my body. I think the same goes as far as physical fitness. When I'm in the gym, I've done stretches of working out. When I'm in the gym, I feel great. When I see myself after weeks and weeks getting stronger, I feel amazing and great. And so when I'm not doing any of that, which I haven't been, I'm missing that positive force of energy. So it's if you don't have enough positive forces of energy pushing you, you're going to regress back to who you've always been. So I need to, like I said, health, cleanliness, my space. I need to make sure, I'll clean up and then I'll let it get messy again. I'll clean up and let it get messy again. That can't happen. I truly feel like my space always needs to be pristine. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm walking in this space every day. Some of the work that I do, I work from home. I'm in this space every single day for hours on end. And honestly, some days, because I work from home, some days I literally am home for multiple days. I need to have my space pristine, my body pristine. I'm always around me. I need to have my mind pristine, which is why, I started to try to meditate. And I need to do that longer and more often. These are all things I'm talking about looking within. If I can actually look within and kind of sort these things out, I think it would be immensely helpful. And I've tried to do certain things at certain times, right? I have a juicer and I was doing juicing, and there was times where I would really be and I still barely ever drink soda, or I'm not out here eating a bunch of crap and junk food and, fast food. I'm not doing that stuff. So it's easy for me to go periods as far as not putting bad stuff in my system, but I also need to get the right stuff in my system. Am I drinking enough water? Which I never am and never have. Speaking of that, hold on. I need to get some water because it's for my temple. I think clearer when I have water. So I need to be drinking more water. I'll have a bottle like this, I'll take a sip like this, and then it'll escape my mind, and I won't drink water for the rest of the day. It happens. I'm telling you, it just happens. But I am thirsty. My body is, whether or not my mind says, hey, go drink a water, you're thirsty, my body is dehydrated. And that leads, of course, to bad decisions because my energy is messed up. If you're not eating right, if you're not drinking right, your energy is going to be messed up. So I think I'm going to end the video pretty soon. Again, I'll probably be doing probably pretty often because I'm not scripting these, I'm not rehearsing these. So if I feel like I really have that urge to kind of think out loud, I'll just record it so the internet, YouTube, can be the bystander that may potentially benefit from it. And again, I'm only doing this because I think if I were to, go back, I know for a fact, if I were to go back to doing social media content like I was before, it would throw me off. And you can say this is social media, whatever. But I think the only way for me to not be thrown off track of just the focus on your plan, Simkessa, focus on your plan, is this. Because I'm not thinking about what I'm saying before I say it. I'm not scripting. I'm not going to do any thumbnails. I'm not doing anything. I'll put a little title and I'll just push upload. I'm not writing a description. I'm not doing none of it. Right? Because it's important that I don't fall off track. And if I felt myself falling off track, I would just shut this down. Because this is not more important. But I think this could be a great value add. And it's also important for me to sit down and re-acknowledge my thoughts. So sometimes I do it alone, but for me to have a consistent appointment with myself, of just not that this is on any consistent schedule, because it's not, but just knowing that on a whatever basis, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, whatever basis that it happens, that at some point I'm sitting down and coming back to myself about some of the things that I'm experiencing, doing, thinking about. This is just an open thought download. That's all this is. So yeah, like I was saying, I got some stuff to work on. I want to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym right now. And this is an example of this being helpful, because if I wasn't doing as much of this talking to myself right now and reevaluating and bringing myself back, I probably wouldn't have gone to the gym today. The Knicks game is on, and I probably would just chill, watch something, and then watch the next game, and that'll be my night. Now, I'll get into, there's a lot for me to talk about. I'm doing Uber Eats. There's a lot that I want to talk about just to get out to the world. There's a lot that I want to talk about, but I also want to, again, not go overboard. Maybe I should have a 30-minute hard stop. I think that would be a good idea. And if it goes over, it goes over, but it's not excessive. So there is a lot that I want to talk about, and I don't intend to be funny. I don't intend to try to be engaging or clickbait. If you're at this point of the video, if you watched this far, it's only because this has somehow been even incrementally valuable for you, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me to keep doing it. All right, so as long as the retention graph don't say 0 people, even if it does, I really don't care, right? I don't care how many people watch it. I just want someone to potentially get value for it. But I also do think it will somehow, again, with me reconnecting and coming back to these thoughts of mine, saying them out loud and being clear about them, I think it will I think it will benefit me. So I really don't care if anyone or many people watch it. I only care to the extent that somebody can get some value from it other than me, because it'll be valuable for me, but I would like for other people to get value from it as well. So that's really it. I'm going to go to the gym. I've kind of done some calendaring and set up that I want to be going to the gym at 6:30 in the morning, and I haven't done that yet. At least recently, of course. But I'm going to go to the gym now, and I'm not going to use these sessions. I'm not going to use these periods of me talking to start committing to things or plan. This is not that, and I don't want it to be that, because I will then create something which is, this becomes a thing, and this cannot be a thing, or else I will get distracted. I'll start thinking, what did I promise? What did I do? And what am I going to promise next? And what are the viewers? I can't do any of that. This is just thought download. And I've just decided in this moment that I'm going to go to the gym, not to impress you, not to do anything. It's just that in me literally expressing it again and again and again, how important it is for me, I think I need that right now. So I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna go to the gym, and probably gonna come back and watch the game. And that'll be it. I'm gonna do some cleaning and stuff, but again, this is not me promising any of this. I'm not gonna be following up on stuff or none of that. I'm just gonna be sharing my thoughts and what's going on. There's so much to talk about. There's so much that I want to talk about, and that's just what I'm gonna be doing. So, with that being said, I'll end it here. Yeah, like I said. Oh, one last thing. I'm not gonna have topics or anything like that, but if there's something that you're going for, here it goes raining again. If there's any things that you're going through or any questions that you have, right? There may be people in the same age range as me or not in the same age range as me and just curious. If there's anything that you're struggling with, thinking about, want to have a second perspective about, not advice, but perspective about, leave it in the comments and I'll try to respond to what I can in subsequent videos. Just I think that's connected to, what I'm doing as well. But yeah, just if you have anything, but I'll end it there. And yeah, that's it. No outro. Goodbye.